Usyk, who is basically moves like a giant Lomachenko, just not quite as effectively.
That's a really great phrase that I had never conjured before this moment. Thank you, Joe. A giant Lomachenko.
Yeah,
that's exactly what he is.
You can't quite move that well when you're 220 pounds. You're just dealing with gravity and mass.
But you're still creating unique angles. You're coming at them from unique approaches, etc. You're hard for your opponent to figure out. And Usyk is impossible for most other heavyweights.
Constant motion.
Constant motion, constantly cutting off the ring with his feet, and hammers you to the body as often as he can.
Yep. Good fight week. Look, Verhoeven, I think that he would probably be a bigger underdog than Dave Allen was against Hrgovic, that's for sure. Like, it's a different discipline. Yeah, he's a big old lump.
He's an impressive figure, isn't he?
Yeah, he's an impressive figure, but he talked about size being a massive advantage for him, and when he lands that punch, none of the fighters before have been able to land that punch on Oleksandr Usyk, and when they have landed it, you know, there's been no effect. So look, it's going to be
the highly anticipated crossover fight between Oleksandr Usyk and Rico Verhoeven is officially set for May 23, 2026, at the historic Pyramids of Giza. As the event gets closer, excitement continues building across the combat sports world. One of the biggest talking points heading into the matchup is the noticeable size difference, with Verhoeven expected to enter the ring carrying a significant weight advantage. Fans are now eager to see whether Usyk's elite boxing skills and movement can overcome Rico's strength, pressure, and physical presence.
Stone Island, it's a style.
You can give me some after your fight.
Yeah.
Talk to me. That was a long face-off. He said you are a blown-up cruiserweight. What did you make of those comments? Is it still friendly?
Maybe I don't know. Listen, it's my opponent, but I not feel bad.
Okay.
Listen, I'm happy. That's about.
What do you think when you look in his eyes?
Myself.
Okay. Do you see yourself in him?
Yes. I look in glass and myself, you know, like a good.
I didn't sort of see these guys went back and forth. I'm guessing they didn't. But yeah, I'm intrigued to see how Rico looks for a couple of rounds. Let's not forget what we said when, and it's slightly different, but let's not forget what we said when Fury vs. Ngannou was made. Remember what we said about that? Rico is a better striker, boxer, I believe, having seen some tape on him, than Ngannou. That being said, this is not Tyson Fury, who didn't take it serious. This is Oleksandr Usyk.
Peter Fury shared a much more balanced opinion on the fight than many analysts, who immediately favored Oleksandr Usyk. While Peter openly praised Usyk as one of boxing's most complete champions, he also warned people not to underestimate Rico Verhoeven simply because of his kickboxing background. According to Peter, Rico's years competing at the highest level of combat sports have given him elite discipline, experience, and mental toughness. He also pointed out that Rico's style and movement could create unusual situations inside the ring that traditional boxers may not normally face.
A lot of the conversation seems to be geared towards, obviously, the task being a big one for Rico to get the victory, which I think is somewhat unfair considering the skills that he has, the fights, the elite mindset that he has, the training that he's had as well too. And we've seen in boxing fighters get writ off many a time and then come out to get the victory. We just saw it the other day with Zach Chelly and David Morrell.
It's like this. There's two men in a ring, two fighting men. We're not getting somebody that's had one pro fight pulling off the street. We've got somebody that's boxed, that's been in kickboxing since he was a baby. Yeah, he's had, I don't know, he's had 80 odd fights, and he's had 13 undisputed title defenses for the last 12 or 13 years. You know, this is a serious fighting man, the best. He'll go down in history. He's already in the history books. It won't be done again what he's achieved in kickboxing. He is the king of kickboxing. You know, so he's done enough. He stalled in that sport because he's reached the pinnacle of it.
Right.
He's beat everybody there. So he wants another challenge. So this is it. He's worked hard. You know, he studied Oleksandr Usyk. He's trained well. You know, no excuses. Look, I think Usyk, I don't think there's any flaws in him. I think he ticks all the boxes. I think he's a phenomenal.
Peter Fury also explained that Rico Verhoeven seems completely comfortable entering the fight as the underdog. He believes that mindset removes pressure and allows Rico to compete freely without carrying major expectations. Peter emphasized that Rico has reportedly spent months preparing specifically for boxing and is approaching the matchup seriously rather than treating it as a publicity event. Even while continuing to praise Oleksandr Usyk as an elite champion, Peter made it clear that Rico's confidence heading into the fight should not be ignored.
And Rico knows that. He knows what he's up against. But he's got a different mindset than everybody else. He loves it. He loves being the underdog. He loves the challenge because there's nothing to lose here. If he went out and got bladdered in 2 rounds, Rico, and he fell over and that'd be the end of it, yeah? People will say, oh, well, we knew that anyway. Do you see?
Yeah.
So there's no expectation of him. But it's not the case. He's a phenomenal fighter, you know. And look, I'm a proper sportsman. I don't come anywhere to make the numbers up because that's doing a disservice to everybody. I'm not about that. When we come, I come and try to win a contest. But for me, it's a sport. It's nothing. It's not a personal thing. It's a sport. As long as they come out both healthy, there's going to be a winner, there's going to be a loser, and we'll get on. We'll have a cup of coffee.
Despite backing Rico Verhoeven to perform well, Peter Fury still showed tremendous respect for Oleksandr Usyk both personally and professionally. He described Usyk as not only a great fighter, but also someone respected throughout the sport for the way he carries himself outside the ring. Peter also praised the respectful tone between both athletes during the build-up, saying boxing benefits from major events built around competition and professionalism rather than unnecessary controversy.
Rico's a personal friend of mine, and I've known him for years, and him and Dennis, they're close to me. But if ever there's a man to lose to, it would have to be Oleksandr Usyk, because it's one of them where you don't mind. You know, because of who he is. So he's one of them. So no, I've got good feelings for everybody. Usyk's a really top guy, and Rico is as well. The two proper gentlemen of the sport. And this is what should make heavyweight boxing, to be fair. For young kids, when I was growing up, I loved Muhammad Ali. He got me into boxing. I always looked at him because my dad said, oh, you know, Muhammad Ali's on. He put the radio on and he'd be there. You know, the way he was and the way he spoke and the charisma of the man. You know, that's what we should have in boxing. You know, not a lot of smack shit. You know, it's cringe stuff what I see on the television half the time. They're saying stuff because, you know, people want to look at shit. They'll look at it and it sells, and then they'll do it even more. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I like the way these are. You know, conduct themselves properly, real men of faith, and getting on with it. It's a warrior sport. This at the end of the day, it's one-on-one.
Eric Chisora was another well-known figure who gave Rico Verhoeven a legitimate chance against Oleksandr Usyk. While many fans quickly dismissed Rico's chances, Chisora pointed out how unpredictable heavyweight fights can become once the pressure starts building inside the ring. According to Derek, Rico's years of experience competing in high-level combat sports should not be overlooked simply because his background comes from kickboxing instead of professional boxing.